about the second guy from even the woman would be a fascinating 4 or 5 hour conversation.
Yes.
Chill.
You should probably have her on.
Yeah, well, her and Michael Knowles and Piers Morgan. Yes.
Yeah.
This is not the right. And I'm so exhausted of this fucking bullshit.
I know.
I can't. I'm like angry right now.
Yeah, I know.
Because,
I know. I want to play more for you.
This own
published a column saying sex with unconscious women isn't rape. Jesus, imagine not just thinking that, but publishing it.
Yeah, I mean,
what did he actually say?
If you want to read it, we can read it.
Well, rape in quotes, intercourse.
Bemusing yet mandatory orientation program revolved entirely around whether an instance of sexual intercourse constituted rape. The actual instance portrayed in the skit was in fact a skit. In fact, not a clear case of rape, at least not in my home state. So this is Hexus saying this. In short, though intercourse was not consented to, there was no duress because the girl drank herself into unconsciousness. Both criteria must be satisfied for rape. Unfortunately, the panelists never cited any legal definition of rape. Yet the panel, all females in the session I attended, claimed that rape it was. Huh. What year was this? So are they talking about, this is what's confusing. It says a skit, and then it says they're talking about a legal definition of rape. Has the legal definition changed over the years? Like when was this? Is he talking about a legal definition or is he talking about his own opinion? Right? There's a giant difference between the two of them, right? Especially if you're taking something out of context. You don't know if he elaborated. Article for his college newspaper stating that having sex with unconscious women isn't rape because the criteria for rape isn't met. So this is in his college newspaper. So how old is he? Is he like 50? How old is Pete Hegseth?
Yeah, he's up there, right?
Which is really weird to think that 44.
College would have been around 2000.
Well, yeah. I remember in 2000-ish, I remember when we were doing the podcast, there was a brief moment of time where people were talking about if a man had sex with a woman and they had both been drinking, that it was rape. That the woman could not consent because she was drunk, but the man's drunk too, right? So it gets weird. It gets like, we understand like traditionally men are pursuing women and that plying someone with alcohol is a famous thing that people do. It's kind of a weird legal thing. Come on, one more drink, have another drink, have another drink. And we all know that when people get drunk, they do stupid shit. But we don't know what happened if you're both drunk. You know, so this is what I'm getting at is that 2000, these conversations are already being had. The question is like, is he saying this from his personal perspective or is he saying it from a legal perspective? I don't know what else was in the text. You know, I'm trying to be as charitable as possible. Because if like more was in the, like that's a reprehensible act, that's like, did he say anything like that? Or was it just specifically talking about the legal definition? Because he said in his state, right?
Also, it says to be clear, he did not write it himself. He published it.
Oh.
That's what this is. It says, in short, Hegseth did not publish. I'll put it up on the screen. He did not, or did publish such a column while he held the role of publisher.
He did not write it himself.
He did not write it. It was written by someone else.
Okay. So he just published someone's opinions. Okay, that's very different.
That's very different.
That's very, very, very different. She said he said that. That's not what he said at all. See that right there.
I'm just so exhausted.
That's
by this.
Exhausting.
Both like the thing about Trump with both sides.
But that right there is crazy because my opinion of him shifted briefly when I was I was watching Daniel Negreanu, the great poker player, was on Tim Pool's show.
Yeah.
And they were talking about his shift in political ideologies, and then a lot of it came from when they were accusing Trump of saying that thing that Obama repeated falsely during the campaign was that he was talking about white nationalists and neo-Nazis and saying there's very fine people on both sides. And Negreanu had heard that. He had heard the clip where Trump said it, where it was edited. He had never seen the full thing. And then once he saw the full thing, he was like, what the fuck? And it immediately made him realize, like, oh, my God, they're lying. They're lying. And then he talked about how Obama repeated, this is years after Daniel had known it was false, Obama repeating it at the campaign speeches. And then Obama's sitting right next to Trump, and they're joking around with each other. Mm-hmm. Hey, pal, I know you're a neo-Nazi lover. You fucking rascal. How'd you win? Like, it's... But just what that lady did on that show, and then when we find out that Hegseth didn't actually write that, he just published it. You know, and he published it in college as a 20-year-old or whatever he was.
I think there should be also room for that lady to then change her mind and apologize, because a lot of us parrot, including probably you and I.
Never.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Parrot bullshit we see online.
Yeah, of course.
And then we should give each other room to say, I fucked up.
But people don't want to say that. This is what they have to understand. Even people I don't like, listen to me. There's strength in that. It's better than digging your heels in. There's strength in saying I was uninformed or I was misinformed. I fucked up. I've said it before. It's important to do. You got to do it, because you can't have an erroneous idea in your head and repeat it over and over again. You can't have an incorrect, false opinion that you have defended, and now you can't ever accept, even with new information that shows that it's not true.
I should also say, because it's fucking sitting in my head on this topic, I'm probably going to do like a 5+ hour interview with Jack Weatherford on Genghis Khan.
Ooh.
And I read his book.
All right.
And I'm not proud of the